all doing well. So I wanted to chat with you about the Natasha Denona Love Face palette. It's really reflective here. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it and let you know, is it worth it or not? Guess, what do you think? So this palette released as the the next installment of her face palette series. The original Glam Face palette, now granted, I don't know if there was others before this. I think this was her first palette of this style. The original Glam Face palette, she came out with two skin tone families, a light and a dark. And I have the dark here, and I love this. I love it. This retails for, they retail for $62. And I picked up mine from, I picked up the Glam Face palette from Sephora, and Natasha Denona is now at Ulta. So I got the Love Face palette from Ulta. So we're earning the good points with this one. So yes, this retails for $62. I got it from, like I said, I got it from Ulta. And what you get in the palette, you get 5 eyeshadows, and then you get 2 cream face products, which is a blush and a highlighter. You get all that, you know, compact. The eyeshadows are powder shadows, and you have this little shield, this plastic cover over the cream products. We love to see it. I don't really peel my mirrors off of my palettes because I'm usually sitting here doing it. Like if I decided to travel with this, and I peel it off. But that's why mine's not peeled off, because whatever. I am wearing this palette, the entirety of it. I'm wearing every shade in this palette on my face today. I've had this on well over 12 hours. I think we're looking pretty good. Just some other details about my face really quick, in case you're wondering. The foundation that I'm wearing, I'm actually wearing my e.l.f. Halo Glow, and I set it with a bit of my Urban Decay powder foundation, which is like on clearance everywhere now. It's like $10. So I set it with a little bit of this, and then my concealer is the Huda Beauty, what is it called? Faux Filter Concealer, and I set that with some La Mercier Ultra Blur powder. I do not have on any contour because I just used 2 shades of the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I use my darker one kind of around the edges of them. And on my lips, I have a purple purple lip liner from ColourPop. This is Mamacita. And then I have Revlon's Color Stay Suede Ink Lipstick. Love these lipsticks. This one's in the shade First Class. Love these lipsticks. I just got 2 more. Okay, so that's my face, my details of my face, but all of my eyeshadow, as well as my blush and my highlight are this palette. So, this palette, I was inspired by her Love eyeshadow palette, which I do own. Let me show you that really quickly. So that's what this looks like. This is one of her midi palettes. Beautiful. So pretty. So this is the Love eyeshadow palette. However, none of the shades, none of the eyeshadows overlap. Not even closely. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe. No. Maybe these 2 right here. I got the ones I'm butting together, possibly. But this is the face palette, and then this is the eyeshadow palette, which they're the same tones. Like you could pop these shades into the Love palette if you want to rearrange the palette. By the way, all of Natasha Denona's shadows and pans pop out of her palettes, and you can rearrange. That gives me anxiety. I guess if I labeled them, I could put them back, but everything pops out. But none of the shades overlap. So if you have the Love palette, it's not like you're going to have the shades that are in this palette here. And like I said, one might be close, but they're all distinctly different from what you get in that Love palette. So that's good. You're not spending your money to get the same things. I'm going to do swatches of the eyeshadows really quickly. It's only 5. Natasha Denona's eyeshadow formula, in my opinion, is pretty damn good, and I think it's a lot of people's opinion. Like some of the best on the market. With that being said, I still think they're overpriced. I still don't think her eyeshadows. I still don't think her palettes, I don't think they should cost this much. It's hard to say, yeah, it's worth the price. I am not the best person to say that when something's expensive. I collect makeup. I enjoy doing this. I'm going to spend my money on it because I like it, because I want to try things. So when, you know, people saying, is it worth your money or not? That's a decision that you have to make. Will you get joy out of it? You can't find anything similar cheaper, then go ahead. I don't think Natasha Denona shadows are like 100% dupable. Like I can see I can immediately off the top of my head think of another formula that is the same. But that doesn't mean they aren't out there, and that doesn't mean that, you know, you have to get this. Just being full transparent. I do like this palette though. I do enjoy it. I love a face palette, and I made a video. I talked about this a while ago. I know it was years ago, how I wish more drugstore brands, more brands overall, would put out these face palettes that actually work for varying skin tones. And if you are going to put out a face palette, it has to work for various skin tones when you have a series of like light, medium, deep, blah, 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 blah. This Glam palette only came out in 2, light and dark. I don't think that's enough, you know, in terms of putting out a face palette. Yeah, putting out a face palette that's supposed to complement skin tones. I don't think that's enough, but I think the choices that, the colors that are chosen in here will work for multiple. Like, I know people who are light and fair can use these shades, and I'll be honest with you, I swatched the light one in store, and that one will work for me too. So it might go on a point purchase one day. But anyway, back to this one. I really enjoy the tones in here. It's springtime. This is a really springy palette. The look I have today, there's only one non-matte shade in here, and that's this shade here called, oh, I'm gonna need my reading glasses. Affinity. Oh, I'm doing better. Affinity here. That's the only non-matte shade, and it is sparkly. It's not glittery, but reflective. It has some sparkle there. There's not a lot of fallout with it or anything. I applied it just fine with a dry eyeshadow brush. Your depth is coming from, what is this called? Your depth is coming from Ico, and I have my crease has Giddy and Esme in it. My crease has these two in it. A little bit of the brow bone here, and then we have the depth coming from that shade there. So you're going to get, you have 5 eyeshadows to work with, which that's not, I don't want to say not a big deal, but that's not as limiting as you think. I've talked about all the drugstore quads I'm into and the different looks you can get with just 4 shades. You can get a really light, natural look here, especially using like this shade and this shade and this shade. You can definitely go as deep as you need to go. This shade goes deep. I only used it lightly, but you can get it deep. You can smoke things out with it. So you can work some things out. You have 5 shades, but you can work it out. And with the creams, with the, oh gosh, they're definitely texture wise, well, they're a cream, but they are not a slick, greasy. And sometimes I'll do like I don't want to say greasy in a negative way. Super emollient, maybe that's the word I should use, because greasy has a negative connotation, but this is a little bit on the thicker side. It's a little bit, it's blendable, it's soft, but it's a little bit thicker, and then it blends to a powder finish with both the blush and the highlight. Now with the blush, this shade is called, it just says cream blush and cream glow. With the blush, what I like to do is take this is one of my favorite shaped brushes for this. This is one of the Instapot brushes from Real Techniques. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I like to go in and I like to just cover the cheeks and blush. This shade, surprisingly, at first I was like, it's gonna be too light. I put it on my cheeks first time I used it, and I was like, this might not work. But then it almost, I don't want to say it oxidized, but it almost just settled into my skin to be a beautiful natural flush. I would say it's probably the lightest color blush that I could get away with in this situation. I feel like if it was just a hint lighter, it might come off a little bit ashy to me. But it actually worked like we were right there. And so that's another reason why I'm very grateful to have this palette. And then you have the highlighter, which is also probably one of the lighter highlighters I go to. It is a champagne gold, and it's beautiful. It reminds me of Champagne Pop by Becca. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There's no sparkle, there's no glitter, there's none of that. Just straight glow, straight beautiful, reflective, golden. It's gorgeous. The quality is amazing. Again, it's still $62. I will say though, you're getting 5 eyeshadows, you're getting a blush, you're getting a highlight, you're getting a lot of the portions of your face, and like I said, I did my face with it today, so that kind of can justify the price a bit, I will say. But again, it's still all just colored dirt. So this is your wallet. I do enjoy it. I think it's great, but I'm trying to lean away from like, it's worth it. You know, I don't know what your wallet look like. Okay. But it is good. But if you want to take the chance on it, don't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. So I enjoy it. I like it. I will say between the two, I still like the glam a bit more just because these tones are my jam. These tones are more my jam. This, I think that the looks I come up with are beautiful with it. And I think it's really appropriate kicking off spring. But I just feel like, you know, just personal preference. This is my jam. I would love for her to come out with more of these. You guys know when I love something, I need more. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Sneaking in a plug, I just picked up the My Dream palette. It's been out for a little bit now, and I was going back and forth, and Ulta carries Natasha Denona now, and they have a whole display. The Ulta I went to today had a whole display, like not just like this, like a whole hour worth of Natasha Denona. And like I've seen this in Sephora and stuff too, and I've been going back and forth, but today was Ulta shopping day, and I'm excited about it. So this is what we have, just a sneak peek. This was $67. So do with that information as you will. But I do enjoy this Love palette. If you are liking Natasha Denona, if that's your jam, I would suggest picking this one up. If you're my skin tone or a bit lighter, I do recommend picking it up. If you're a little bit deeper than me, absolutely go for the glam one. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Let me know how you feel about it. Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to pick up one of the glam ones? I love this idea of a face palette. I really do. I love trying individual products and things like that, but having a face palette together, it's a good thing. So let me know what you think. I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.